If you are a valuer or lister, this video for the next few minutes could be absolutely advantageous to you. Today, I'm joined by Ben Yorke, who is a valuer lister, both on sales and lettings, for Knockdighton in Shropshire. Thanks for joining me today, Ben.
Not a problem. It's good to be here, Chris.
Excellent. Now, so you are a estate letting agent. How long have you been working in a estate letting agency?
It's 20 months. I started at Knockdighton 20 months ago, which was the first ever agent I've worked with.
And why did you want to become an estate agent?
Good question. I think my personality and things like that fit towards a sales role. I used to be a personal trainer beforehand. Working with people is what I wanted to do. And yeah, quite interested. I was quite interested in property before I joined. I thought I'd be going to somewhere within sales, and you know, a beautiful opportunity pops up here.
Okay, so it's your first job. Did you go in straight as a valuer or lister, or did you go in as a neg? And
started off as a sales and lettings negotiator, and then in June last year, got the promotion as a valuer.
So June 2020. So because obviously we're now in this spring of 2021. So being a valuer is, you know, it's hard work. You know, you've got to go out to the properties, and then you've got the other stuff when you get back. I mean, Knockdighton is famous for its training and guidance. It's my understanding that you actually reached out to the estate agency charitable foundation, Agents Together, for some help and guidance for people, for someone to mentor and guide you to be a better estate agent. I think that's Chris Scott from Finding Country, isn't it? Good stuff.
Correct, yeah.
So what made you reach out to Agents Together for some mentoring when, in fact, if you don't mind me saying, your firm is bloody good at that? What made you do that?
Yeah, I just think I'm greedy. We've got tons of training here that they invest heavily in their training, as you know. It was a video I saw that you did with Ross Daniello, our sales director here. And I'd never heard of it before, and thought it was a fantastic idea, because all of my information and things I've learned are within this company, and I found it quite interesting to see someone who is hours away from me, how they worked, and he had all this experience that he could bring to me. I've got enough at the firm, but I thought it was quite interesting to see how he would work.
Okay, so how long have you been being mentored by Chris Scott?
We've just passed the 6-month mark. So Sam called me and from Agents Together and said, you know, how are you getting on? Do you want to carry on with Chris? And of course it was yes, yeah.
So Chris, what's Chris been actually teaching you that's made you a better valuer and lister? So
from the start, what was important was we set an agenda of what we wanted to do. Otherwise, you know, the phone calls could be quite aimless, you know, and wishy-washy. So from the start, me and Chris decided to say, what do you want out of this 6 months or whatever period we are talking? And let's break it down. So if you want to be here, what goals do you want to achieve in that time to get to your end goal? We set an agenda for every single call we had, whether that was you know, going out on valuations, even booking valuations, and how the team could book valuations to help me. We had a set goal for which call, which really worked. Okay, so and has this training, well, not necessarily training, but because it isn't training, it's mentoring, what has that actually done for you in those 6 months? It's changed the way I got on value. He slowed me down in valuations. I almost speak less now. I don't waffle on. I feel a lot more experienced just from speaking to him, because I used directly what he taught me, and I used it inside the front room when I'm sat down. I said less, but everything I meant was more, really, coming from what he said. So when I'm in the front room, it's a lot better. How we book valuations was really interesting one, and how the team can help me on that side and things like that. So we've already brought it into the office, and it's had masses of success in terms of my conversion rate and things like that. They were good anyway, but it's fine-tuned it. The way we book valuations is tons better, and I feel so much more confident when I'm walking in there now. And do you think it's actually made a difference to your conversion rate and the way? Yeah, massively. In terms of making a few little tips he taught me with just the booking of the valuations has already had a success in not just my conversion rate, but my branch principal, who also goes out and values. Just those couple of things have really changed the way we book those in. And then in terms of being in the front room, because I am a fairly young lister, if I'm up against a lot more experienced ones in the area, if I can bring more confidence into the front room, it's really helped.
So your conversion rate's gone up, which means I'm assuming that you must be earning more commission. On a personal level, has it made you happier?
Yes. I mean, winning instructions. I mean, I absolutely hate losing instructions. So if it wasn't going well, I wouldn't really be enjoying my job, as you know. So winning instructions is good, and it keeps me happy. I'm in a brilliant environment as it is here, but you know, after speaking to Sam from Agents Together and him getting me involved, you know, I feel very looked after, actually, in a way.
Excellent. And what would your message be, Ben, to anyone, any valuer or lister out there that, you know, because let's be honest, it's a bit hard work out there at the moment. What would your message be to those people, you know, who are thinking, oh, you know, there must be a catch with this, you know? I mean, how much does this mentoring cost you?
Nothing.
So there must be a catch.
No, nothing at all. I mean, even I thought that at the start. I thought, why is all this free? But I'm happy to take and soak it all up from Chris. I mean, he's, as you know, very experienced guy. You get to soak that in for free. You'd get that nowhere else. And I know our company spends a lot on training and resources to get that for free. Is fantastic.
A lot of people have said is that, you know, they do get great training from their firm, but having someone actually in, you know, but that's your boss, but having someone as a mentor to kind of 100% be in your corner, and they're not paying your wages, so they're just totally behind you. There's no something else, you know, are you going to hit your targets or anything? They say it's quite lovely to have someone in your corner, you know, just guiding and supporting you, almost being like your own Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, well, you can have conversations with your mentor that you wouldn't, like you said, you wouldn't have with your boss, because there are some difficult moments. So you think, God, I've had a rubbish day, or I've had a rubbish valuation. I wouldn't want to tell my boss I've had a rubbish valuation, but you can speak to your mentor about that. So yeah, I'd say to all listers or negs or anyone really, if you're looking to get better, why wouldn't you contact Agents Together? It's free.
There you go. And hopefully, Ben, in the future, because I know I speak to your boss Mike a lot. He's got great hopes for you. Maybe you can repay the debt back to other younger people down the line when you're a little bit more established. Ben, you've been an absolute star today. Thank you for your time and effort. If you are a valuer, lister, branch manager, negotiator, lettings or sales, employed or self-employed, corporate or independent, online, self-employed, it doesn't matter. If you are involved in the estate or letting agency industry, you can, at no cost or commitment, ask for help and guidance to be mentored by some of the cream of UK estate and letting agency. Have a look at what Ben's doing. He's flying, and you can too. There's no catch, there's no cost. All you have to do is reach out and apply for mentoring. As I said, doesn't cost anything. There's no catch. There's a link above. What have you got to lose, eh, Ben? What's your final word to it? What's your final sentence to anyone in estate and letting agency land?
Ooh, that's a good one. If you want to get better, you have to soak up every bit of knowledge you can. And if that means reaching out to someone to get that help, then do it. If you can't get it around you, go there. As I say, I'm greedy. I get it around me and I go elsewhere to get this information.
Ben, been an absolute star. Thank you for your time today. And link above or below, whichever, you'll see it there. Thanks again. Cheers.